So a lot of you are probably wondering why. Why is John Hasty and family left Alaska and drove almost 6,000 miles to sunny Southern California to go ride motorcycles and go do fun stuff and live life and do all those things that we always wished that we can do. Well, the reason is because of cancer. Many of you know, many of you think you know. Some of you we keep more updated than others. Some of you reach out to us more often than others. But yeah, Logan has cancer. He's been fighting cancer for about 1.5 years. And it's been a long road since then. It all started in the spring of 2020, and Logan's always had a problem ankle, I like to call it. He injured it riding little motorcycles at a very, very young age. And since then, he's injured it in wrestling and injured it, but in other occasions, I think playing basketball as well. But he's had I call it his problem left ankle. And one day, while helping my brother Curtis work, he's moving blocks of wood around, and a block of wood landed on Logan's ankle. It swelled up, and within a day or two, there's this mass, golf ball sized mass, showed up, and never went away. Went to the doctors, and Bethel referred us to Anchorage. Anchorage referred us to Seattle, and long story short, after a lot of traveling and surgery and biopsies, Logan was diagnosed with synovial sarcoma. And it's been life-shattering. You always think about how invincible you are and how strong and healthy you are. So Logan had this mass in his ankle that was diagnosed as synovial sarcoma, and we had to deal with it. I don't think we ever unpacked our bags, but that summer, back and forth out of Anchorage and Seattle, we finally had it surgically removed in Seattle, and then Logan received radiation in Anchorage. And thought that was all taken care of, besides a scar and radiation scarring on his left ankle. We thought we were good to go, but after a PET scan, it was revealed that Logan's synovial sarcoma was metastatic and had migrated to his lungs. It was now presenting as nodules in his lungs, anything from pin prick to pin point to almost 1 centimeter in size. Actually, at that point, it was much less. But nonetheless, it was there in his lungs. And we had to get it taken care of. So fall time, 2020, Logan's mass in his ankle was taken care of, and what the PET scan revealed, Logan's sarcoma had become metastatic and is now in his lungs. So by winter of 2020, Logan was undergoing chemotherapy, and all the while, in spite of chemotherapy, Logan wanted to continue living life as he wanted. And he'd wake me up every weekend that he was not in the hospital. Shit, even weekdays, and he'd say, "Hey, Dad, where are we riding today?" Because he wanted to get out on his snowmobile and explore. So anyway, he went through 6 weeks of chemotherapy in Anchorage at Providence there at the Children's Hospital, and it helped. Chemotherapy helped. It slowed things down. Logan's CT scans after that, springtime and summer, were pretty stable. There was really no growth, and but it wasn't cured. It wasn't the chemotherapy didn't shrink things, and it didn't stop things, but it helped. Whatever, ever so slightly that it did, but this past fall time, during Logan's CT scans, it was revealed that the nodules were growing. They were plump. They were, just a little, not significantly larger, but they were on the grow, and we started reviewing all options. And because the chemotherapy had already been tried, Logan at this point was what they call stage 4 metastatic, and meaning that his received one treatment, it didn't work. Metastatic meaning that it had become migrant from his ankle to his lungs, and we were basically out of options. It was time for clinical trials, and Logan's sarcoma, synovial sarcoma, is very rare. It accounts for less than 1% of all cancers, and an even smaller percentage of that is found in children. But anyway, that was, like I said, fall time this year in 2021 in Anchorage. And we decided that since we knew we had to be in Seattle or elsewhere for Logan's care, and the previous summer we dealt with flying, never unpacking our bags, living in hotels, Ubers, Lyfts, rental cars, hotel transportation, blah blah blah. We knew we didn't want to do that again, so we decided to pack up our belongings and drive south. Those of you that don't know, part of this plan, and again, this is, we're talking approaching 2 years in the works, but during this whole process we invested in a travel trailer so that we can enjoy RV life, because we've been renting RVs for the past couple of years. The other part of the RV equation was that we knew we'd have to be somewhere south of Alaska for Logan's care, so we wanted to make sure we had home with us, bring the stuff that we want with us, bring our toys, bring our life, and not have to be stuck in a hotel room and be stuck in airports and airplanes all the time. So anyway, here we are. We drove the Alcan. We ended up in Seattle. I rested there for or Seattle area anyway. We stopped at Whidbey Island and visit my brother Curtis and Gretchen and Cam. Learned a lot about Hasty family history. Visited the Coupeville Museum, read some books, went to Hasty Lake Road. It was really, really spectacular. Family bike rides in Oak Harbor. It was just a really, really special visit with Curtis. Then I went to Falls City for a week, and that was the week we went to Seattle Children's to check in. We had winter nipping on our heels. We left Anchorage after some of the first frosts we had. Drove up into Tok, into winter. They had 6 inches of snow and it was frozen, 15 degrees. Left winter and escaped fall as we left Canada. That's a whole nother story of driving the Alcan. But while we were in Seattle, we stopped and visited Ushi. That was a special lunch to be able to catch up, and she inspired me to do this video, as well as many others over these past few weeks. But thank you, Ushi. Then we rode motorbikes, not only in Whidbey Island, but also Riverdale and Toutle, Washington. Spent a few days there. Continued on to Portland, visit Emma in Portland. Emma and Kurt had a chance to visit their lovely home and had a fabulous dinner. Thank you guys for having us. And then we continued down the Oregon coast, rode our bikes at the Oregon dunes, continued down through the redwoods, and that's a whole nother video in and of itself. Down into Northern California, and all of a sudden, poof, Southern California, here we are. And there's a lot to share with you of our travels and adventures of motocross and Logan racing. This video here was to share with you why why we're here. So, to continue the story, why we're here, it's to satisfy a dream. That's what it's all about. Logan has a dream to ride motocross. He shared that dream, or that expressed that dream one evening when I was riding his ass about schoolwork and chores in a fit of emotion. Logan said he wanted to ride motocross. So at that moment in time, I stopped and I said, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So that's part of the reason that we're here in Southern California. In addition to just getting away from the 30 below weather that's been plaguing Bethel and the surrounding area. That's just a continuation of the story. Was to ride motocross and to give him the ultimate motocross experience while we can. And it just so happens that we've got some treatment options that have been presented to us recently, as in just the past few days. So we'll be sharing more about that coming up. Here we are in San Diego at the moment, as we explore all of the tracks and racing series offered throughout this motocross mecca. And keep following us and following why and how Logan's doing, and our adventures, and send your well wishes, your messages, and I'll be sure for Logan to see them all. But thank you to our friends, our family, those of you, even strangers that we've come across on this journey, who have supported us monetarily, offering motorcycles to ride, offering parts and support and discounts and sponsorships and media coverage. Follow us on Instagram, Alaskasia, ALASKASIA. Of course, you're on YouTube watching this. You're welcome to follow our Facebook, my Facebook specifically, that follows or gives our family story. And we hope to hear from you. Again, thank you. Have a good night.